Okay, we're going to talk about conspiracy. Yeah, the very thing that I tell you to stay away from, the reptilians and this and that, and somebody, this is just paranoia to get you to turn on other people, celebrities, politicians. It is insanity. We're not in Salem anymore. We are light beings of one energy field of which we have choices, and you create your own reality. And this conspiracy has to stop. But I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to bring up a couple of things that is absolutely true because energy cannot be created nor destroyed. It just transforms, and we have choice within it to utilize it. One of my students didn't like the word manipulation. That's because we use everything in such a negative way, but we can control energy fields and our own and how we interact with others. But here's what's happening these 2 years. Now, I have been experiencing some bizarro things. I'm going to share a few more with you. It's still going on. It's just insane. And so the question is, what is that? Why is it happening? And what can we do to counterbalance that if, in fact, there is something intentional going on? Yes, let's not go into conspiracy, but these are thoughts I want to give you because we can do something in the light that's just actually more powerful. Yeah, it's more powerful. Are you ready? And let's go. Welcome to Landria Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through the fears and live an amazing life. Please subscribe. I've got more and more stuff coming up. Nikki, who sees orbs, if you didn't see that video, you need to see it. And she and I are doing a class. So much is going on. It's been tough for me to schedule it, but we're going to empower you how to call in orbs, what are they, and actually really going into that quantum space that I just did a video on that everyone has access to, whether it's a near-death experience, whether it's quantum jumping, whether it's enlightenment. It takes you into a fifth dimension that exists right now. That's all the new Earth is. It goes into a dimension on a high frequency. And so we function differently there. We're in unity, community, unconditional love. We collaborate. And that is what I do with you guys here in Digital Explorers. We're creating businesses that collaborate. It's beautiful. It's all based on passion, purpose, and positive impact. And that's how we should be living right now. And if you aren't, and you're going, have you listened to so-and-so's channel? They say that so-and-so's a reptilian. Hello, is this what you're spending your time on? Oh, yeah, this is a spiritual butt kick. Have you read my book? Read the book. It'll blow your mind. You'll never have to read another book again. It's not that it's so great. It's a download. I go into that space and I download. I get out of the way with any thoughts, beliefs, and you can do the same thing. And this is what we're going to talk about today. So hopefully you'll buy the book, support the message and the power of that book, that you are unlimited and there's nothing to ever fear, ever, ever, ever. How can you fear the very thing that you are? A belief. You have to believe it. And this is where we talk about conspiracy. I'm going to talk about something today that's very interesting. You can look this up. It's New Thinking Aloud by Jeffrey Mishlove. I'm actually going to contact him and see if we can collaborate. He's sending some very positive messages. You guys are asking me if I watch certain channels. I'm like, no. Seriously? I'm given information. Why would I need to watch somebody else's channel? I don't want that information in my head to taint me about something that I'm getting naturally here, okay? Now, Jeffrey Mishlove, scientific. He's very scientific, and he goes into metaphysics, and he interviews some just very interesting people that I don't always agree with either, but they go on such a factual type of basis. You know, what is this? And they don't always know. He had on a woman who, I'll try and put her name here because I don't want to look it up right now. She was part of a program by some very powerful, let's just say people in metaphysics and psychic powers back in the day were Uri Geller, who bends spoons and all that stuff. People called him a fraud, but the government wouldn't work with somebody who's a fraud, right? they want to harness that power, and we're going to talk about that today. That's part of that conspiracy thing going on. So they formed what is called Space Kids. It was this mindset kind of movement. And the whole thing was this gentleman, and I'll put the name up here, this gentleman came up with a program that collected about 120 kids globally that he felt had psychic powers or special, let's just say special openings to that quantum field. We're going to keep talking about that field to really do some positive things. So he worked with them, and he was raising their frequency by going into meditation. And he had this whole schedule for them. It was positive, no weirdness, no cult stuff. It was just going into positive meditation. What they were doing, they were sending light and love to the planet. That's all they were doing. They were seeing if they could affect the planet. And they came from all over the globe. He had a house, and five of them were staying there. I think 5 were staying there. These are kids and a couple adults. So they were in the house at this retreat, really, this training. And 3 of them, I think 3 of them were in the house asleep. 2 had gone off to breakfast. 2 gentlemen had gone to breakfast. And one was a part of the team that did the raw channelings. During breakfast, these 2 gentlemen, part of that team, were supposed to go shopping. They both looked at each other and got back to the house. They don't know why. They just knew they had to get back there. When they got back there, the house was lit on fire purposely. It was an intentional arson. There were 3 people left in the house, 2 down below, and this one gal up on the top. They all got out safe. She had to jump out their 3rd-story window. They all got out safely, but the fire department said this was intentional and it was professional. It was so well done. And it was meant to kill them because the stairways had liquids on them. The stove, everything was open up, all the gas was open up, and all the exits and entrances were loaded with toxic flammables. And this was lit while these people were asleep. All 3 got out. The group dispersed because they knew that somebody was trying to kill them. They contacted the head of this group. Name will show up here. And he came back, and his point blank statement is the CIA is trying to kill me. And everybody says, no, they're trying to kill everybody else to silence you. What is that? Why would they do that? By the way, at some point they did try to recruit him to work for the government. And he said, why would I do that? You tried to kill people for your own purpose. Now, this is what I want you to remember. We have got to quit taking sides with anything negative, manipulative, or separate. Now, I'm going to ask you, this is going to sound very strange because I never talk about conspiracy other than to avoid those discussions. But I've had non-stop things happening. I don't believe it's a person. I don't believe it's an agency. I'm really not that important. Well, we're all important, but you know what I'm saying. I'm not doing some big global movement. I'm not Eckhart Tolle yet. I'd love to talk to him too, because I think there is a global movement and you're a part of that. And yes, I'm an influencer. So everything does count. But what I think is happening is the split that I'm sharing. Now, this seriously, I almost can't believe I'm saying this. There's a split happening that is going into the psychic realms. I'm doing it. Other people are doing it. And this is why people are going into this space of their power. What is that? We're going into meditation. It's not woo-woo anymore. We know that we can access out-of-body experiences. We know we can do quantum jumps. We know near-death experiences are real. We've heard millions of those out there. We know that enlightened people access that information. We're okay with channeling, although my opinion is the majority of those are just made up and seriously for attention or whatever it is. But if they're positive, go with it. If it's a beautiful, positive message, then it serves the greater good. of the higher frequency. I don't have a problem with any of that. I'm not going to judge any of that stuff, right? I just don't listen to anything negative. So I have had, and here we go again. Camera one died. This is what I'm on Zoom right now. I have to be on Zoom because I have no access to cameras. One died. Bought number two, the battery didn't work. Oh, balloons, it's celebrating. Oh, how did that show up? And then camera number three, the battery wouldn't charge, and it just was making this weird noise. You guys probably saw the video where this weird noise was showing up. Camera number four is sitting here. Yeah, guess what? It was starting to work, and the batteries died and will not recharge. Just the next day, my Mac died. I'm on a brand spanking new Mac. I've got a theory about this. I want you to hear me out on this one. I bought a vacuum cleaner. I want to keep this baby, going for a long time. This came, the battery is completely dead. It will not recharge. It won't charge at all. What's the theme here? All right, I just tried to buy camera number 5 and it's not going through. I can't get it to go through. My credit card's fine. Also, my credit card did get hacked this week. One of my credit cards got hacked this week. I've never had that happen. I did have one purchase a long time ago, and it was fraud. So we're changing everything now. I don't know what's going on, but it's very strange. And I think it's energy related. And I'm not going to go into some woo-woo made up crap. All right. If the kids that were part of that program were affecting positive change with their global meditations, we know this has happened. You guys have heard about these experiments, that they have reduced crime and illnesses in cities with groups who have meditated. It's true stuff. And as soon as they stopped, and by the way, this is larger groups have a bigger effect. When they stop, and they did this for 3 years, it's a big experiment. The crime rate and everything went back up. This is real stuff. And now we're starting to do it. Eckhart Tolle has a global program going on. IONS has a global program going on. A lot of this is going on, and it is sending our light. I do it actually every day. I send my light and love to the planet. I don't judge it. I don't say we need to heal it. I don't do any of that. I just send light and unconditional love to the planet, because I don't believe we need to heal, because we're already perfect. We just have to recognize it. And this is what I'm teaching you, is you're already perfect. Everything else is the illusion that you're choosing. You have to believe it to make it real. If I stop believing certain things about my limitations, I'm not limited anymore, because I am in control. I'm the creator. But I did choose to play out a human role. I believe that there are forces, I'm going to say it, I believe there are forces that are sending the same psychic powers out to disable the efforts to take us into the light and the peace. I don't think it's conspiracy. I think it's been going on since the beginning of man and womankind. We have voodoo and witch doctors, Salem witch trials, killing perfectly normal people who were doing good things out of fear. This is fear-based. This is why I wrote the book. And I was told, when I was up at 3 o'clock in the morning, got out of bed, came here and would write for 3 hours, I got the download. And I cranked that book out. I was told, I have clear audience. I receive information, and it said this book has to go out now. It has to be completed now. So I completed it at the end of 2023. I hope you'll buy it. Because what it's doing is it's sending the message out to Amazon, to AI, to everything, that this is what we want. And we have to support that. And that's psychic energy. When you're watching these negative channels and you're actually talking about it, you're promoting that person who's spreading fear and negativity. You may say, oh, it's not real, but you're still promoting them by doing it. They're banking on that. They're banking on the negativity for you to even mention it. This has to stop. Am I being psychically attacked? I don't think so. I don't think it's personal. I think it's out there. We know remote viewers hold great powers. You can get trained on that. Anybody can do that. Everybody has this power. I do believe there are factions who want to squash anybody who wants the new world to kick in because it means the end of our financial existence the way it is. It's the end of corrupt institutions and organizations, that it's the end of businesses. This is why I created Digital Explorers. None of it's allowed on here. It's the end of businesses that knowingly sell you things that harm our planet, including plastics. They're not trying to make the effort to change. Some of this stuff is unavoidable at the moment. We need to focus on the positive change, the new inventions, the new ways. You've seen my link in my description from Blue Land. I'm an affiliate with them. It took a year for me to get that affiliation. I promote them. They use zero plastics, no toxins, and you can clean your entire house, your laundry, your dishes, your toilets, everything with zero toxins and zero plastic or anything. Everything comes in paper to you. They are consciously being by the way, they're in Whole Foods now. We can't be stopped. We cannot be stopped. We hold greater power in light. Light is the absolute essence of us. Everything else everything's the illusion of that, different forms of that energy field. I talked to you about vibrations versus frequencies, right? So those on high frequencies are going to be affected by some energy fields out there that are going into panic. And I think it's, like I said, not personal targeting. Some people might be, some powerful people might be. If we're surrounded by light and love and we are not in conflict with them, but sending them light and love, it will affect them in a positive way. If we go in finger pointing and separation and blaming them, we are now equally low. We're equally down here. Separation, conflict, the subject matters are irrelevant. You've heard me say this. I don't care what you're talking about. If you're arguing, you're down there in that basement. Yeah. You're not sending your light and love. You don't have to argue with anybody ever. I do believe there's an energy field that's growing right now on both sides. And I do believe the light is absolutely becoming so powerful right now that it's threatening those who feel like their world is ending. The physical, dense forms, people who have not gone into the awakened state yet, are still feeling threatened by the material world that they know that they feel might be collapsing. They will battle for control. The thought alone, so this is why I'm saying it's not always intentional. The thought alone of being threatened puts that out into the energy field, the quantum field of which we share. And I believe this is what's happening. Batteries getting drained. What happens when spirits in homes and these ghost hunters, they have all these cameras and stuff, the batteries drain? Yeah, what is that? Other energy fields are using that energy. It's nothing to be afraid of. Nothing can ever harm you. Now, here's what I want you to remember. You've got to stick to this, man. You've got to be so strong on this. Nothing has control over you. When you go into fear, you're handing over your control into a lower frequency. You are now dialing down into where that frequency is. So you will then experience it in a state of fear. You will experience, like when you're in an awakened state, super awakened state, doesn't matter how high you are, you still experience the horror of the planet because you signed up for it. But it doesn't control you anymore. You don't allow it to put you into fear. You experience sadness and sometimes even depression, all these things, because it's very difficult to be in this planet that could be so perfect and amazing. When you see people in conflict, humans against humans, it really affects you. And so you have to observe it. And Breakthrough Fear, my course, you guys have seen this. Breakthrough Fear teaches you how to be observer and the change maker, how to change your story. You have to change the stories that are causing fear in you. They're doing this, they're human beings, then we're all light beings that came from the same source and will go back to the same source. It's a game. It's an illusion. Play it out, and it's going to feel really real. It has to, for it to create that adventure. It's how you respond. Everything's about how you respond. So play this illusion out well. Everything rests on it. This story rests on it. You have got to stay in the highest frequency and no opposition, zero solutions. They're doing this, so find a solution. Stop using the garbage. Stop eating this. A cure for cancer is the dumbest thing I've ever heard on the dumbest thing I've heard. You want to cure it? Stop putting plastic in your food and in eating stuff that's sprayed with chemicals or killing weeds on your lawn. It doesn't kill the weeds, it kills everything else and you and I. It's going into our water systems. We have got to wake up. Wow, this is a serious butt kick. How's my makeup look? Who cares? Are you ready for this? By the way, my birthday's coming up. I'm going to celebrate in a big way, just here with friends, and I'm going to just say, you know what? We're living in the most challenging and amazing time period on the planet because we are at the tipping point. We're past it. You guys read that in my book. You have to go into the knowing that it has purpose and you are 100% on a mission, if you choose it, to affect the positive change that's going to transform us into something so beautiful. And so when things dissolve and fall off, we're going to experience these things that I am experiencing right now. There's energy going on that's so powerful. It's draining all my batteries. All my batteries. 2 toilets mechanisms went down. My car went down. My computer, 5 cameras. It's just going on and on. It's gotten to be a joke with us. What is it? It is in the collective. It is not personal. It's fear. And fear is going to have all kinds of issues. Now, by the way, this doesn't mean this is bad. Positive energy can do that also. I've never been able to wear a watch ever in my entire life. I was joking my family, don't buy her a watch. My ex-husband bought me a super expensive watch and it died. And the watchmaker, the jeweler said, this isn't the battery. He says, this watch is completely stopped and it will never operate again. And we can't figure out why. That's me. I'm putting out a strong energy field. So maybe what we're experiencing is also our own energy field expanding. So I do believe it's both sides, and I believe that the power of light is getting so strong right now, and it's counting on you focusing on light and love, light and love, light and love, solutions, higher choices. How can I say this nicer? Am I expecting people to be different? For me, that's ego. Am I in acceptance of what things are, and I just want to be the conduit for light to make a positive change? There you go. That's all you have to do. And your life will expand. Things will open for you. You'll have opportunities. People will show up in your life because now you're on that frequency of beautiful things. You're in the penthouse. All right. Separation is absolutely a low frequency. There is no good nor bad, no enemies. Are you ready? You're whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Blessings to you, my friend. Please, you can post these anywhere. Go purchase the book. And down in the description, I have the link for Blue Land, all of those beautiful products that can clean up your energy field. You've got to clean up your energy field and tell the planet and other people out there selling anything that you won't accept anything that destroys the planet, animals, or anything else. We're raising that frequency of the planet, one light being at a time. I'm on my Zoom. Let's hope another camera shows up. Namaste.